Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to all of you? Please respond. Can you all hear me? Okay. So let's start the session now. All right. So we're starting with the 7th session of the decision making. The first set I'm going to give you 4 questions and then we'll start with the discussion of these 4 questions. Let me see. Okay, so there are 4 questions in there. So for these 4 questions, I'm giving you 10 minutes. So let's start now. For these questions, you get exactly 10 minutes. So right now the time is 9:02. So 9:02 to 9:12. So you all can start now. I've already given you the privileges. Whether you all have got the privileges, please tell me yes or no. Last 30 seconds. Please mark your answers quickly. 4 of you have even not started. Tumi, Sayani, and Bani, you have not started the poll. Please participate in the poll. Sayani, and Tumi. Start as soon as possible. Drew, Kingal, Pooja, Raghu, and Vasu, mark your answers quickly. Okay. All right. Now let's start with the discussion. The first question. Okay. Anyway, now you can do it here. So let's start with the question number 1. It says Indian government may hold top executive responsible if state-run power companies fail to meet performance targets and punish them with fines and the transfer. Okay. So Indian government will may hold top executive responsible if the companies fail to meet performance target and punish them with fines and the transfer. The strict performance parameters are aimed at ensuring that at least the target for 62,000 megawatt of capacity is achieved before the end of 11th, said the Power Ministry officer. Performance of chairman and MD of the PSUs in project implementation will be assessed as per the terms and conditions stipulated in the company memorandum with the Power Ministry. He said requesting anonymity. Performance parameters of executive have come under strict scrutiny. Okay, performance parameters as of executives under strict scrutiny due to lack of progress in capacity addition program. While the target for the 11th 5-year plan had already been scaled down by the government from 78,500 megawatts. In the first 3 years of the plan, the yielded was only 22,330. Okay, so basically if you look at here, what has happened here, initially the plan was to generate 78,500 megawatt. Okay, then further it is reduced to 62,000 megawatt but they have achieved only 22,302 megawatt in the first 3 years. That is given to us. Okay. Now, let's see, move to the question. It says, if was the chairman of one of these power PSUs, which of the following statements, all of which are assumed to be true, could be used in order to strengthen your case against the government? So here I need to strengthen my case against the government. I need to strengthen your case against the government, holding top executive responsible. Okay. Now, let me share the result of the poll first of all, and then we'll start. 4%, 8%, all right, 33%, 8%, and 8%. Okay, and rest of you, 37% of you have left this question complete. No. Now, if you look at here, what is happening in this case is that the labor unions owing, okay, allegiance to ruling party at the center are not allowing work to progress with their demands for wage hikes that are continuing. Now, the second is the action of the mid-level management are not in line with the objectives laid down by the top management. Now, so if you look at here, statement 1, 2, the delay have been due to difficulties in this and this. Which is the easiest to eliminate among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think the easiest one to eliminate is nothing but that is the statement number 2. Why? Because the reason it says the action of mid-level management are not in line with the objective laid down by the top management. So who is responsible for that? In fact, the top management himself is responsible for the mid-level management. Okay. So statement 2 is not a concern of the government. Remember, it basically indicates the mismanagement of the company, and it will weaken the case which has been made against the government. So any option which includes 2, it should not be the answer. So I will reject option number 1, I will reject option number 4, and option number 5. These 3 options can't be answered. Any doubts to anyone? And also remember, it is the responsibility of the top management to keep the mid-management level in line. So this excuse, government is not going to listen. Clear? So now we are left out with this one. So again, if you look at here, in the amount, always keep an eye on the options. Like 1 and 3, 1, 3 and 4. So 1 and 3 for what I need to include. That is strengthening the case. And what about the statement number 4? Let's say. Statement number 4 says we are not to blame. The government is not doing enough to ensure availability of sufficient fuel to power the existing plants. Okay, 1 and 3 to aega, that is for sure. So, can anyone tell me, is the statement 4, is it strengthening the case or is it weakening the case? Okay. If you look at here, we are not to blame. It is just like Arvind Kejriwal, which keeps on telling to everyone that we are not to blame in certain occasions, not in all the occasions, but in certain occasions that I am not to blame. The LG is not doing this, BJP is not doing this, this person is not doing this. Without any concrete data. Most of the time, it is the basic reasons here. So tell me now, yes, again, without any concrete data, that is very, very important here. Now he's not complaining nowadays. Earlier, probably maybe 6 months back, he used to do a lot of things like this one. So anyway, so we are not to blame. The government is not doing enough to ensure availability of sufficient fuel to power to the existing plant, let alone the new plant. So it's a very, very vague statement. It's not very clear. So 4 should not be included. Okay, 4 should not be included. So the correct answer for this is option number 2, 1 and 3. Is that clear to all of you? And again, remember, we have already discussed, whenever you are getting a very, this is such type of this statement, we are not to blame, and this, we should always try to eliminate such kind of jobs. and it is also very, very aggressive. How does it represent? It says that we are not to blame. And it's a very, very aggressive statement that we are not to blame. The government is not doing enough to ensure availability of sufficient fuel. But do you have any conflict data or anything? Yes. No, it's a completely vague statement. You are simply trying to shift the blame to government, Rajendra, in this statement. Okay? So, the best answer should be 1 and 3. Here we need to give why the target is not going to be achieved. I need a strong reason why I am not able to achieve the target. So it is nothing but it is just blaming the government. The government ये नहीं करिए, government वो नहीं करिए, government. So can I move to the next question? Question number 2. Now the CEO of ABC Telecom Limited is in quandary since he received the telephone call in the morning from his counterpart at Element. Both companies were engaged in a bitter experience a couple of years ago. Okay, so a bitter experience a couple of years ago when they had attempted to merge with the intention of creating a behemoth telecom company, possibly the largest in the world. The merger had fallen through due to opportunistic behavior. It fallen and due to opportunistic behavior on the part of Mr. Das, the CEO of Element. During the time the merger talks were taking place, Mr. Das has also approached a few other suitors for Element in attempt to force ABC to pay a higher price. Further, there were reports of attempts by management of Element to scuttle the deal. Back then, ABC had also faced, now remember, strict opposition to the deal from one of its largest shareholders. Since then, a lot has changed for both the companies. The bleak economic condition due to recession had led to drastic fall in the market value of both the companies, with ABC comparatively losing much more in terms of market value. Raising money has become more difficult for both the companies, especially for Element. On the brighter side for ABC, the opposing side shareholder, the shareholder who was opposing earlier during the first talk, had recently sold off his stake to another investor, who earlier in the initially was supported the original merger deal with the Element a couple of years ago. Which of the following could be the most appropriate lines of thought for the CEO of ABC to attempt to adopt in response to the offer by Element? Okay. So let me see the result. 4%, 0%, 17%, 8%, and 37%. And 33% of you have. But I think this was an easy question. Answer to करना चाहिए था. Which of the following would be the most appropriate lines of the thought for the CEO? And now remember that the CEO of it, ABC to adopt. Okay. Now remember one thing, both the management and the economic situation of Element has undergone a change. Okay? So you should look from the fresh perspective and let bygones be the bygones. Okay, and you need to make a very sensible decision here. So the first statement which says once bitten, twice sized, there is simply no way I can think of resuming talks with Element after their unethical behavior acquisition. Okay. And I would rather spend my time on merger discussion with other companies. So do I need to include one? No? Take care. Because you should be pragmatic because both the companies are not performing well. So you need to think from the fresh perspective. So I should try to eliminate all the options which is including one. So I can eliminate option number 1, option number 4 because 1 to definitely. Okay. 2 says the deal may make less business sense this time around. However, if it goes through, I will become the CEO of the world's largest company. Now, it says I will become the CEO of the world's largest company. Now, this is the same thing which Mr. Das was initially thinking. Mr. Das of Element, who was the CEO. And because of that reason, one of the reasons was that the two companies was not able to work. So it is basically you are thinking for your own benefit. Is it a good thing? No. So do I need to include the statement number 2? So I will eliminate all the options which is statement number 2, 2 and 2. So बचा क्या answer? Option number 5. You want to read the other one? पढ़ सकते हो, but the best option among the given one is 4 and 5. Fourth is let me not buy such as dealing with element. That's perfect, right? If we can secure the deal at a reasonably low price, benefiting our shareholders, let us go ahead with it. That's it. I'm not saying if we can raise the money now. In any event, they are the one facing greater financial problems. So let's not hurry now. Yes. So both 4 and 5 is a good. So can I move to the next question? Okay. Third. Okay. Let me share the result of question number 3. 0%, 8%, 17%, 4%, 33%, and 37% of your mark. Alright. It is the merger of ABC and Element has been confirmed after detailed negotiation with Element holding the majority share of the resulting entity. Element has financed the merger by taking debt. Now, so remember, they have taken debt by taking debt at higher than the market interest rate from its in the hope that it would be able to streamline operation and reduce cost in the resulting entity, which will allow it to repay the loan. If you are an investor looking to invest in telecom companies, which of the following could be the strongest reason for staying away from investing in resulting entity? So I need to stay away from this, but I need a valid reason, and a very, very strong reason is needed. Okay. Now always remember one thing, as an investor, okay, the fact that Element was using a high cost debt to purchase another company in the same industry with no advantage due to larger scale of operations. So what should be the answer? I think in my opinion the correct answer is of course option number 5. I'll use the majority of it. Okay. Element was using high cost debt to purchase another company in the same industry facing similar type of the problem with no visible advantage for the combined entity over the competitor. This is the strong reason. Some of you had marked option number 3. The combined management did present have any brand strategy to the investor. नहीं, ये कैसे हो सकता है? ABC management was giving it to Mr. Das, who was no, ये तो answer वैसे भी नहीं होगा. As far as the resultant entity, now remember other statements are also negative, but the other statement like statement number 2, 3, 4, these are also, and 1, 2, 3, 4, all these statements are negative, but they are not very strong. Okay, it is not very important. These statements are not important to an investor. Okay, such that the investor should stay away from the company. Is that clear? Can I move to the next question? Any doubts in any of the options? बाकी सभी negative है, but not as strong as option number 5. Okay. Question number 4. It says wind turbine maker Leone Energy posted a net loss of rupees 250 crore for the fourth quarter against a net profit of 350 crore. So initially there was a profit of 350 crore. Now there is a loss of 350 crore. The profit. Okay. The company clocked a gross income of 6,570 as against 9,778. So the gross income has also decreased. Leone Energy clocked a loss of 1,100 crore as against a net profit of 320 crore. ठीक है, ये भी given है. The sales revenue stood at rupees 22,400 crore for the year. ठीक है, whereas previous year the sales revenue was 28,350 crore. So for the financial year ending March 31, 2000, Leone Energy sales volume has, however, increased. Remember, the sales volume has increased, but rest of everything is decreasing. The CEO of Leone Energy, in his message to shareholders, suggests that the poor performance of the company. He is suggesting that the poor performance of the company was because of the adverse economic conditions during the year. Okay. You are a shareholder owning 5% of the shares of Leone Energy have seen the stock price decline. The stock price declined by more than 50% during the year 2009 and 10, and are quite upset with the way the management has been handling the business. We have decided to confront the management at the next shareholder meeting and have chosen to following 5 points to argue against the. I have chosen 5 points to argue against the CEO version of the story. In the light of the above paragraph, select the most appropriate order of these 5 statements that you, as a disappointed shareholder, should adopt as a stinging and robust preface in your case against the management. So I need to make my case against the management strong. Okay. So let me see the result of how many are able to get the correct answer. 0, 0, 8, 12, 12, and 79% of you have not attempted. Okay. Most of you have not attempted this question. So let's see. Option A. The management is not doing its best to maintain the profitability of the company. ये होना भी चाहिए क्या? Should I include this one in any of the options? Just by reading that, I think it's not giving anything new. It's not a very, yes, you can say it's a very big, or it's just like this one. कि जो भी current scenario management is. So option number A should not be included at all. So I will eliminate option number 1 and 2. So in almost all the 3 options, B, E, C, C, B, E, E, B, C. The order is very, very important. Okay. So in any case, I do not need to include D. D तो किसी options पे है भी नहीं. Okay. None of the options there is a D, so we can eliminate D. So I basically need to select a particular order. If you look at here, the CEO in his message suggested the poor performance was because of the result of adverse economic conditions during the year ending. So I think the best approach should be statement number C. It should come in the first. The adverse economic conditions have led to a worldwide increase in the adoption of alternative energy sources. So because of this condition, worldwide there is an increase of alternative energy source, reflecting in all-time highest profit, but still our profit is declining. So that is, I think, the best reason. It should come in the first. Yes or no? Okay. And it says so, and there is only one option which starts with C. So probably you need to mark that answer. That is C. And after that, the company has increased its sales volume during. So I think the first reason followed by B. The company has everywhere you can say that everywhere in the other companies, other developing countries and wind turbine makers, they are in the profit. Okay. And why? The reason being is that our sales has been also increased. So our sales volume has been increased, but still we are not getting a profit. Why? It might be possible that the company is trying to increase sales by charging lower and unprofitable prices. Okay. So the correct answer is, of course, option number 4, that is CB. Is that clear to all of you? Any doubts to anyone? Can I move to the next question? Next step impact. Okay, that is, let's move to second. There are 4 questions, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm giving you 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes, we'll start with the discussion. So right now the time is 9:38. So 9:38 to 9:48. So the 9:38 to 9:48. So I have already given you all the right time. Please start now. So the recording has started. So I think it's a very simple statement. All the paragraphs in the given passage are very easy to understand. Yes or no? So can I move to the next question? Please tell me. All right. Okay. So let's start here. Question number 5. It says, in the wake of recent happening, what decision is expected from the CTM management? Okay. What decision is expected from the CTM management? From the combinations given, we will choose the best sequence of action. I need to choose the best sequence of action. So let's start. The answers which has been marked by you: 0%, 8%, 0%, 8%, 12, 58, and 12. So 12, 58, and 12. And remaining, some of you have not answered. 8% of you did not. Now let's start it. Stop the current investigation against the contractor to ensure industrial peace. After all, allegations were based on the rumors. Okay. So the first statement number 1. Okay. Can you say it is nothing but if I stop the investigation? So it is actually you are actually you can say you are favoring the unethical contractors who are doing certain things which are wrong. So you are actually supporting them. Is it correct? No, we should take action against all the contractors who is actually exploiting the laborers. So you are actually not, you actually bend down to all the contractors here. So in that case, one should not be included. So one should not be included. My answer is neither option number 1 nor option number 2. Okay. Now, it says continuing investigation to expose exploitation and take strong action against troublemakers. Okay. Get in direct touch with all contract laborers. Now, here what is happening is I need to, because right now the contract laborers, they are very, very angry. So in my opinion, to be in direct touch with all the contract laborers through all possible means, communicate the need for the current investigation. They need to explain why they are doing this investigation. Okay, that is for their benefit only, and convince them regarding CTM situation due to competition. Also expose those contractors who are creating problems. So 3 should be included, yes or no? The first thing which the management should be doing to discuss the entire thing with the contractors, to keep in touch with the contractors, to get in touch with the contractors. So 3 to include करना है, definitely include करना है. ठीक है. 5. Increase the wages of contract laborers. No. 5 should definitely need. Okay. ठीक है. By increasing the contract of the wage workers, ठीक है, contract laborers, ठीक है, it might be possible that a problem will be created among CMMS, ठीक है, because they are contract laborers and there are regular workers. So definitely the person who is working regularly, say day and night in the company, they should be more beneficial. So I think the fourth thing, promise strong action against the security guards who are guilty. Yes, because the issue started, it becomes very much violent when the security guard slapped one of the contract laborers. So if you are telling contract laborers, okay, contract laborers that okay, I'm going to take the action against all the security guards, we'll try to find out the reason and we'll try to investigate why security guard had achieved this way. So because of that particular reason, it might be possible to be pulled down. So the answer should be 58% of you are right. The correct answer should be, of course, option number. Is that clear to all of you? Remember that statement 5 is basically a temporary solution and very short-term solution and may not be effective. And remember again, the wage is not the issue. The issue is actually the contractors. Okay? Those contractors, okay, these contractors have said to all the laborers. So option number 5 says contractors to कोई back. 6. Let me share the result of the question number 6. 4%, 29%, 29%, 8%, and 12%. 8%, 12%, and 12%. So mixed reaction in this case. So let's discuss here. In the current context, which among the following represents the most suitable reaction from the CMMS leadership? Now, CMMS leadership, it is actually for what? It is for the regular employees, okay? Not for the contracted employees. Okay? So, First statement says distance CMMS from the episode and explain that CMMS is not involved in the fiasco through a press conference. No. Remember one thing, CMMS is actually a company, CMMS is actually an organization which takes care of the labor. In that case, basically they are regular workers. So though despite the fact that they are not the regular workers, they are the contract workers, but उनकी reputation खराब होगी ना because they are not thinking for the workers. So answer can't be option number 1. And also remember one thing, CMMS had to protect the need of its member first and then of the contract laborers. Okay? And also it cannot ignore the problem of the contract laborers because that is also because CMMS itself is a labor union. So they should think for the development of the labor class. Okay. So option number 1 तो नहीं हो सकता है. Adopt a neutral stand in the public and pass on information related to the problem creators. No. Taking a neutral stand again, that will not create a very good impact of that particular CMMS. Now, offer membership to contract laborers. We should put the contract worker at par with the regular workers. No, remember, this should not be also included because the priority of this CMMS is first of all their regular workers. So, ये भी नहीं होगा. It is an organization of the regular employees. Okay, it is not for the contract laborers. So, the correct answer is of course option number 29% of you have got it right. Do not offer membership. They are regular employees or fees, but it doesn't mean na. But ये जो organization है, the organization CMMS is basically for the regular employees. ठीक है ना? So the contract laborers, why the contract laborers should take a benefit of all the regular employees? So it might be possible that if the contract laborers are also taking advantage of this regular employees, ठीक है? तो फिर तो probably later on the regular employees will also create some sort of problem. Okay. And remember, CMMS is an association for the permanent laborers. So why should they give a membership to the contract laborers? For example, even in lots of companies, if you go on a company's payroll, there are 2 ways to work. Either you are in the company payroll, regular employees, or you can work as a consultant also. But the consultant not get all the benefits which a regular employees also. So can I move to the next question? Seven. Okay. So for question number 7, most of you, 67% of you have marked option number 4. 67% of you have marked option number 4, and that is the correct. Exactly that. Rest of you all are wrong or have not got it correct. Let me see what this option will open. Which other options they have marked. 60. Okay. 12% of you have marked option number 3. 4% of you have marked option number 6 and 0. Out of the options given below, am I audible to all of you clearly now? Yes? Is my voice clear? Okay. Now it says out of the options given below, which one would be the best policy decision by government at the national level? Of course, setting up a new labor welfare office within CM premise. यहाँ पे एक्चुअली CTM होना चाहिए था, ये शायद एक वर्ड यहाँ पे गायब हो गया. This is within CTM premise. Okay, within CTM premise. So option number 3 is actually focused only on the problem in CTM. Okay, while the issue of the contract labor is sanitation is a national concern. So at a national level, I need to take a decision. So better option is, of course, option number setting up a new committee to meet recovery. Now, option number 5 is also, it is talking only about the CPA, not for the entire nation. So that's why option number 4, option number 3 are the answer. The answer should be option number 3. Okay. Is that clear? Because option number 3 and 5 it is only thinking for one particular company. Can I move to the next question? Question number 8. So if I look at the question number 8, what is happening in question number 8? The correct answer for question number 8 is 38% of you are saying option number 5, which is the correct answer. So most of you are right, 33% of you are right. So let me mark that as the correct answer. Okay, few of you had marked option number 1 as well as 3 also. So you can say 4%, 13%, and the 8%. Let me read the question. The criminals in the surrounding area often take their cue from the situation in the mill, creating law and order problems outside the mill, which would later make it difficult for the workers. It will actually make it difficult for the workers to come to the mill. So I think the priority should be given to the workers. Given the circumstances, identifying the stakeholders, that should be the immediate priority. The priority should be these workers. So that's why the answer is option number 5, which is contract laborers who are demanding job security and feel living as regulars. They should be given priority. Okay? Is that clear to all of you? Because workers, the issue is with the workers. So the answer should be option number 5. So how many of you have got contract laborers who are allegedly beaten by the security guard of the company? अब ये है कि how is this criminals are going to take the advantage? Now remember the question mentions that the law and order situation outside the mill will cause problems for the workers in the future. ठीक है ना? For the future. So मेरे पास जो चीज ऑलरेडी हो चुकी है उससे मुझे क्या फायदा है? फ्यूचर में, okay? Is that clear? So can I move to the next set? A very, very interesting set. Last set, 4 questions, and for these 4 questions, I'm going to give you, it will be 12 minutes. Okay? It's better that whenever you write down all the offers and everything, it has been written in a page. एक page पे लिखते जाना, मतलब वो भी important points है. Maybe you should highlight that. So I'll give you 12 minutes, and then after that we'll see if you need more time. Okay. And don't forget to remind me to start the recording. So right now time is 10:07. So 10:07 to 10:20. 13 minutes you have got for 4 questions. So time starts now. Please start. Mark your answers. Last 1 minute. Am I audible to everyone? So I hope that you all have gone through this passage completely. Do I need to read it again? Do I need to read it? No, no. Can I move directly to the question? I am sure that you all have noted down all the important points. If needed, I will come back to all the passages. So let's start with the question number 9. Okay. So for question number 9, most of you had said, just a minute. Am I audible to all of you? Yes. For question number 9, 10% of you are saying this, 5% you are saying this, this is 19, this is 29, and this is 14. This question is more of a reading comprehension. Okay, a factual reading comprehension you can say. But still, a lot of you are not able to get a correct answer. Okay. The question says, which offer has got the maximum chance for becoming the most popular among the air travelers of Gagan during post-New Year period? Among the following options, choose the best offer and explanation combination. Now remember one thing, the cozy travels. ठीक है ना? Cozy travels का advantage क्या है? Now cozy travel has a lot of important positive points. So first of all, the cozy travels. ठीक है? It offered 2 free tickets. Yes or no? Whereas other one fair, okay. It offers 2 free tickets. It also allows, ठीक है? The tickets are transferable. If you are not traveling, then some other person can travel on that particular ticket. Okay. And also it offers free air tickets on purchase of any kind of the services. So I think the cozy travel has the most advantage because in none of the other options, in none of the other offers, you can transfer the ticket. For example, if you do not need to travel at all, if you are not traveling at all, so that ticket will be going to be the wasted. But what is happening in this case, in case of cozy ticket, it can be transferred to the other person. So since it can be transferred to the other person, okay, and they can travel, so the best answer, the correct answer of this question should be which option? Option number 2. Cozy travel because it allows any customer to transfer the free ticket to anyone if they are not interested in using it. But in other one, there is a restriction. Age के limit तो सब में ही है. Okay, so the answer should be option number 2. Only 5% of you have got it right. I do not know why, but any doubts to anyone? The correct explanation is also this one, not this period or period, because period limitation, time period limitation is almost on all the offers. Can I move to the next question? Okay. Let's move to question number 10. For question number 10, let me check the responses of all of you. For 10% of you are saying option 1, 5%, 43%, 10%, and 14%. And remaining 90% of you have left this question. I think the correct answer for this question is, of course, option number 3. Most of you have got it right. 43%. I'll explain it to you. It says, suppose the offer from Cool Yatra, because the offer from the Cool Yatra become the most popular, and the other 2 agencies have sought help from the business consulting to make their offers more attractive. Identify the best recommendation among the following. Now, what is the offer of the Cool Yatra? Okay. Now, Cool Yatra means the offer was that if you buy 1 ticket, okay, then you get 1 free ticket. Okay. यही था ना, 1 free ticket, yes. But there were the restrictions on the date. There were the restrictions on the date. If there is no restrictions on the date, even if you reduce the number of free tickets to 1 instead of 2 free tickets, if I reduce it to the 1, but allow the customers to book their free ticket from cozytravel.com in Gaga Air or comparable airlines without this date restriction. Now see, there is no date restriction. So I think this is going to be the most successful in comparison with the cruise. So that's why the answer should be option number 3. Because in other cases, the date restriction is going to be there. So if I need to compete with full yatra, provide the same kind of the offer, but without any date restriction. So the answer should be option number 3. There are any options in which you have doubt, please discuss with me. If anyone has. पक्का ना? अगर डेट रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं हो तभी तो तुम उसे खरीदोगे ना. You can use it any time. So let's move to question number 11. Okay. For question number 11, 5%, 19%, 5%, 14%, and 19%. And the 38% of your practice. Okay. If you read it here carefully, Jagan is appearing for a MAT exam on January 2, 2011 in a city which is not his hometown, and he is yet to book the air ticket to reach his hometown from MAT center. Based on his MAT performance, he is confident about getting an interview call from the institutes. Okay. All institutes starting with the MAT will contact the short-listed candidates within next 2 weeks. Okay, with venue details and date of interview. Okay. So the result will come out within 14 days, within 14 to 15 days. And interviews will be scheduled within 15 days from the date of announcement of the shortlist. Interview will be conducted after a gap of 15 days and will be held at the respective institute. Jagan hometown, Mart Center, and Akash Pur are all connected by airlines, and the base fares start at GS100. While visiting Akash Pur for the interview, Jagan will have to put up in the hotel and so on. If Jagan has no other reasons to fly, which of the following options Jagan should choose for? Okay. Now, in most, if you look at here, in option number 1, like एक का साथ एक offer, ठीक है? Jagan has his exam on the 2nd January, and here in this case, remember एक का साथ एक offer. If you look at here, एक का साथ एक offer. ठीक है? This offer is starting from January 11, whereas Jagan exam is on the 2nd. So does it make any sense here? Should I go for this one? So I can reject option number 1. So straight away नहीं हो सकता. If you look at our option number 2, 3, 5, get the flight ticket and hotel booking from Cozy Travel. In the third, Cozy Travel, and in the 5, Cozy Travel. So in almost all the 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, it is talking about Cozy Travel. But the problem with the Cozy Travel is that we need to book the ticket 21 days in advance. Okay? However, Jagan will came to know only whether he has to go only, he has got a 15 days. Okay? Within a 15 days from the date of the announcement of the shortlist. So he cannot book these tickets because here in this case of Cozy Travel, I need to book the tickets 21 days in advance. So the answer can't be option number 2 as well as 3 as well as 5. So the answer will be option number 3. Is that clear to all of you? In Cozy Travels, you need to book the ticket 21 days in advance. But he has got just only 15 days. Clear? Can I move to the next question? Okay. And the last question, question number 12. 5%, 5%, 14%, 19%, and 14%, and 43% of your left is question. The correct answer for this question is option number 3rd. 14% of your right, the Cozy Travel offer. Let me discuss it why. It says Janki needs to reach, okay, Chile on January 28th to visit her and will return after 15 days. Okay. So he's visiting on January 28th, okay, 28th January. She's going and return is after 15 days. Janki found that the minimum fare for both the to and fro journey is rupees 5,000, which includes 1,200 base fare. If all airlines connect Janki City to Delhi and all three offers, except the cashback offer, ensures a minimum of one free air ticket, which of the following Janki should offer? And after a gap of 15 days, so 15 days means she is planning to return approximately on 12th of Feb. ठीक है, which question you are talking about? यार advance ticket 21 days पहले करना होगा, किसके लिए? किस question? Which question you are talking about? अभी आ रहा हूँ मैं उस पे, अभी तो पहले ये कर लो ना, ठीक है? 28th January and then 15 days का gap किया तो उसे return book करना है, ठीक है? She needs to reach India. So the question says which of the following Janki offers? The answer is definitely Cozy Travel. Because remember, in this case, in option number Cozy Travel offers, she will get 2 free tickets. एक तो ये advantage है, ठीक है? So she is getting 2 free tickets. Remember, and even if it is about 21 days in advance, तो ticket तो कभी भी करा सकती है ना, because she knows that she is going to 28 January and 12 Feb को वापस आना है उसे, तो टिकट तो कभी भी पहले बहुत पहले से बुक करा सकती है वो. That means she can book the ticket in the month of probably 1st of January or maybe in the month of December. Because the Cozy Travel offer, ठीक है, Cozy Travel offer का जो है ticket booking date is from 5th December to 8th of Feb. ठीक है ना, from 5th December to 8th of Feb. So I book the ticket on first ticket on probably 5th of December or maybe 6th of December. Okay, yes, booking date is not given. Is that clear to all of you? So Cozy Travel offer is best advantage. एक टिकट यूज हो जाएगा, एक टिकट अगर यूज करना है कभी तो कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज तो चलिए, और इट कैन बी ट्रांसफर टू सम अदर पर्सन. Clear to all of you? Any doubts in this case? Okay. So this was a very lengthy set, okay, but easy था, but very lengthy, because extracting the information from the passage, that is very important. Also याद रखना, वो भी important. There are 3 to 4 different offers. All the offers are quite similar in nature. So anyway, any doubts to anyone? Any other questions? Can we end the session? And tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, each of the session is going to be for 2.5 hours to 3 hours. All three. We'll be doing 25 questions in one session. And I'll give you 1 hour, first 1 hour as a test, and then discussion of all the questions together. Okay? Something. Okay. So let's end the session. Good night to all of you. We'll be meeting tomorrow.
Music